dance, I'll dance. And if you don't, I'll dance anyway.
Hello and welcome. Ooh, you're shaking. Don't shake. No need to be nervous. Hi and welcome to this video. I normally don't do intros for my vlogs, but I felt like this was a very special vlog. And also, it's such a beautiful day. I wanted to film here in my office with the sun shining down on me. Darren and I had been roughly planning this trip for about a year, and we were supposed to go this spring, but life had other plans. Things were a little up in the air, and it just wasn't feasible for us. So we said, why not for Thanksgiving or Christmas, go and just totally check out and be with each other, something that we haven't done in a while, and much less done in another country. So about 10 years ago, actually 10 years to the date, Darren and I went on a trip to Wales together. This was before we were married because we've been married for 9 years. And our 10-year will be next October, which is super exciting. Definitely want to plan a trip for that if we can. But yeah, so I was like, how interesting is it that 10 years later we're going across the pond again, if you will. We started our journey off in London for 3 days. And then we took a train. We took the Eurostar to Paris. And we were there for 5 days, I think. Like 4 nights for sure. And then I think 5 days. I can't quite remember. 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, because we were gone for 8. And we flew home on Thanksgiving. So I kind of wanted to just give you guys a recap instead of doing like a full voiceover. I wanted to kind of break down the trip for you guys and show you what we did because I really wanted to be present while I was on this trip. So I didn't film a ton. I didn't take a ton of pictures. Now, granted, I love capturing the moment. So I still got a handful, but the clips I have are so scattered and mostly on my phone that I just thought it would be better if I pieced it together for you by doing this little sit down voiceover. So day 1, we hit our airport at 6 o'clock and our flight left at 6:30. So anyway, when we landed, that put us there at like 11:15 a.m. London time. And thankfully I can sleep on a plane. Wait, but Darren, he does not sleep on planes. He actually has terrible flight anxiety. So he did not sleep at all. So he was exhausted. And we stayed in a little room above a pub, which I thought was so cool, which is why I booked it. Not only was it really affordable, but it was also just really unique to me. I like stuff like that. And the pub was really old and cute. It was the Pride of Paddington, and it was right across the street from the Paddington train station. So the plan was to check in and grab a meal and then take a nap, which we did, but I think we were just so much more wiped out than we realized, especially with us both having to work up until this trip, that we passed out for like 4.5 hours, which was not the plan. And we didn't even get to our hotel until later because it took like almost 2 hours for our luggage to come through the carousel at the airport. So it really put us behind schedule, but it really also helped me embrace not having a schedule on trips, which I genuinely like. I like to have a rough itinerary just so I'm not like wasting time. I mean, after all, you're spending all this money to go across the ocean, and I think you should try and use your time wisely. But I also think the whole beauty in traveling and experiencing another culture is to just drop in and kind of explore and just see what the locals are doing and, you know, find your favorite spots. And that's honestly how me and Darren like to travel anyway. We like to find little places around where we're staying and pick our favorites. And oh my God, I'm getting a foot cramp. Oh my God. Oh my God. Ow, 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 ow. So we got to our hotel super late, and then after napping for like 4 hours, I want to say it was like 6:30 or 7. And in London, we complain about like how dark it gets here. I mean, I don't. I love the dark. I always make a joke that I'm like a mushroom or mold. I love wet, dark, damp places. By the time we like settled in and took a nap, we woke up at like 7:30. Oh, that's what I was saying. In London, the sun literally sets at 4 o'clock. And I mean, at 4 o'clock, it's like pitch black dark already. So it was super dark, and we woke up. It was freezing, first of all, and way, way, way colder than I could have expected. Someone did warn me, and I was just like, oh, haha, okay, whatever. No, it's very cold. It's very wet. It's a wet cold. And where I live, it's a very dry cold. So I was not prepared. I didn't even bring pants. Yeah, let that sink in. I didn't bring pants. Also, I feel like this isn't a very good angle. I had to go buy a pair of pants on the second day because I was so incredibly cold. I brought like wool leggings and tights, but it was not enough, honey. It was not, no. What was I thinking? So future me will definitely prepare for that. Woke up, we were starving. We were so tired and groggy. We had planned to do a river cruise that night, but that just wasn't happening. So instead we were like, oh, let's go somewhere like cross the river, like on the south bank, so that we can see the bridge. And then also
What was it?
Nunhead. That's where you're going because you didn't let me take an Uber. So that we can get those same kind of views that we wanted on the river cruise, but also so we can eat. So that's what we did. I found this restaurant, I think it's called the Butcher's Wharf, and it was pretty good. We sat outside, and it was way too cold to sit outside, but I just wanted the view of that bridge, and the food was great. It was a little expensive, but it was great. So that's what we did our first night. And then on our way back to our hotel, we went into the Paddington train station and got... So much more stuff over there. Got just a few bits and bobs like water, snacks, and stuff like that for the remainder of our days.
We were, the British, the Scots particularly, so much a part of this because so many of the workers came from the UK. So there is a nice link that we still feel conscious about. Last lock out there, the Baltic Sea.
It is our first day here in London, and it has been such a wash, honestly. The first day is always, The first day is always kind of chaotic because you're tired and getting settled in. And it's so strange because I literally slept on the plane for at least 6 hours. And then we came to our hotel and napped for like an hour and a half, and I still feel so exhausted. So anyway, we took a nap, and then I changed just into some workout clothes so we could run around and go and get just some essentials and like snacks, and then we had a quick dinner. And then tomorrow we're gonna get up bright and early and go do all of our museums and our shopping. So I'll kind of show you some of the snacks that we got at M&S. We got a couple bags of chips. I love, crisps. I love a good crisp here in the UK. I like, what's the other place called? Not Waitrose. There's another one. I like their kettle cooked chips better, but I couldn't really find any. I think these are kettle cooked. Yeah, they are. So these will probably be really good. And then I was an idiot and I bought the Bioderma micellar water, the small one, because I thought it was TSA, and it wasn't. It was just the small one. So they threw it out. And so I had to get that. And then we went to Boots, and I got these organic cotton pads, which are awesome. And they're really big. And then I got some tea, because sometimes, I don't know about you guys, I mean, my digestion is already kind of wonky these days, but I feel like when I travel, it's especially wonky. So I got this to have every night. And then the only acceptable size bottled water is this massive one. And then Darren got a toothbrush because he never brings a toothbrush. He just likes to buy one. And he got a little Marvis toothpaste. And then we got a converter because I want to do my hair on this trip because it's not super rainy. I mean, it is freezing, which I love, but I definitely did not come prepared for it to feel this cold. So I'm gonna have to do some shopping tomorrow for some trousers or some good jeans. But okay, I don't even know why I was saying that. I'm so tired, but I'm just going to take a shower, unwind, have some tea, and then kind of go over our day tomorrow with Darren a little bit. We already did at dinner, but I just want to make sure we're doing everything we want to do tomorrow. Tomorrow is museums mainly, which I'm super excited about. Which it was so nice being right next to the train station because they have an M&S, which I love. They had little shops. They had like a whole little food court in there and like coffee shops. So I really quite enjoyed that because one thing about me on vacation, I need to be in proximity. I need to be in proximity to those kind of luxuries. And that's exactly what we got. Oh my gosh, I'm losing sunlight. Okay, and then our second day, what did we do? Oh, second day was a museum day in London. What time is it, honey? Ah! Oh, I'm getting ready for us to go to the museums today. We're going to the National Portrait Gallery and then the British History Museum and the Sherlock Museum, which I'm super excited for. And I can't remember if I put any other museums on the itinerary for today. But I'm running behind because I decided to straighten my hair. Oopsies! But that's alright. And we're just gonna get coffee at a cafe and a quick little pastry and then head out. So we woke up and our hotel was right next to a Cafe Nero, which I really love. I thought I was a Costa girly, but as I've matured, I realized that Costa is, how do I say this politely? It's definitely below Starbucks. I would even put it below Dunkin', if I'm being honest. So I am a Cafe Nero convert. I'm sorry to say. I did get myself a little Costa that first night we were there just to kind of see if there was any spark left, in the relationship. And there was zilch spark. I don't know what it is about their coffee syrups, but they taste like sugar-free, even though they're not. It's just not there. The vibe isn't there. So anyway, Cafe Nero all the way. I love their white mocha, and their holiday drinks also were insane. They were so good. I think I also something I'm learning about myself. I really love Italian coffee. In coffee, I think it's very balanced. So we went to Cafe Nero, we got a little treat, we got our coffees, and honestly, that first morning was just like, I could literally cry thinking about it. We just woke up, we walked down the stairs, lots of stairs, and opened the door, and you're just on the street. Like, there's London. Like, you're in London. It's just the feeling that gives me is so overwhelming every day, marveling at my surroundings. And, Darren was like hustling. He wanted to like beat all the crowds and stuff. And I was like, wait, I just want to look. Like, I just want to take it all in. But we really, honestly, 3 days was not enough. So we headed to Trafalgar Square. I don't know how to say that without a British accent. It sounds way too American. And we went to the National Portrait Gallery, and then we went to the British history museum, which was amazing because last time I went, half of it was closed for renovation and I didn't get to see the huge dinosaur, which I'm such a little kid. I love dinosaur stuff. I think it's just so cool. Like, you're looking at ancient animal bones. Like, I don't know. I guess I'm a nerd for that kind of thing. I really enjoyed that. And I was so disappointed last time that I couldn't see it. So it was our little museum day. So we went there, went to the National Portrait Gallery, which was absolutely stunning. And I kind of had this like spiritual experience there because I'm such a lover of Van Gogh. He's probably my favorite artist. And I don't even care if that sounds cliche. I have this like weird emotional connection to Vincent Van Gogh. And I mean, other than like, even apart from that, his work is just so incredible. And the fact that he was so ahead of his time and like one of the many greats wasn't appreciated for it at the time. And he's more loved now after his death than he was when he was alive. And I think the tragedy of that, just, I don't know what it is. It makes me feel connected to him and feel for him, I guess. Like, I have so much sympathy for that. And I truly think he was just a misunderstood person, and I love his art style. I think it's so cool that for him, when he first started, you can tell he did these like very kind of like dark sketches of nature, and he was just following what all artists did. And then once he finally said, I don't care, and he just embraced his true talent, that's when we saw all these beautiful colors. Like, even in the darkest moments of his life, he was painting with such color and vibrancy because that's how he still saw the world despite his own traumas. And I think that's a really beautiful thing. And those are the paintings he's known for. And that's the reason he wasn't received at the time, was for being himself and going against the grain. So yeah, that's why I love him, I guess. Wow, I've just kind of like verbally process that with you guys. So anyway, but they had an exhibition going, and don't get me wrong, I've seen some of his paintings before. I think a lot of them live in Kansas, Missouri, which is so weird. And so Oklahoma City had a very small exhibition once. So don't get me wrong, I've seen some of them before, but they had like over 60 now. So I don't know if it was all of his works, I don't know, but Starry Night was there. The Policeman, like these really, really cool, iconic paintings were there, and the exhibit was completely sold out because I dropped the ball. I thought, oh, no big deal. They'll have tickets when we get there. I'm like, this is like one of the biggest cities in the world. Like, why would I think that? So we get there and they're like, it's completely sold out unless you want to be on like standby for tomorrow. We only had 3 days. We already had plans for tomorrow. I just knew that wasn't going to happen. We weren't going to come back. So Darren and I got in line and we were like, well, maybe there's just a spot. And he said, if it means this much to you, you need to just try and get a spot. And I was like, no, it's fine. Like, we can always come back. And he was like, no, if it means a lot to you, you need to do this. And it did. And I thought that was really sweet. He was like, I'll go get a coffee. Like, you go in and look at this like exhibition. And basically what we found was if you bought a membership to the gallery, you can get in that day, which is kind of messed up, but whatever. I was like, you know what? This is money I would have spent on a river cruise anyway. It was like 80 pounds. And that's like, it was like almost $100 US. And then I thought to myself too, I'm like, it's a whole year. So if I come back next year, which I highly plan to do, I'll be able to get in to anything and bring someone else for like a cheaper price. So I was like, you know what? You're right. And so I bought a membership, and the guy was like, are you sure? And like, and I was like, yeah, it's for a year, right? I'll buy it. like money is no object. I was about to buy a Vincent Van Gogh jumper for like 60 pounds. And I literally told the guy that. So I'm just like, I could just use that money and actually have this really intimate moment with this artwork and with myself, I guess. So, and it was kind of nice going in by myself too. I went in and I'm glad I did. I'm really glad I did, because I really could take my time with each photo. I mean, there were still a photo painting. There were still a lot of people in there, but it was just really beautiful. And I got really emotional. I don't know what it is about his paintings. I think it's exactly what I described to you. And how many paintings are in it? Do you know?
I got it's just over 60.
Really?
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
About 3 to 4 rooms.
Okay. Definitely worth it.
Alright, and then I'll just put 3 numbers.
So it was just like this really cool intimate thing. So after that, we went to go find somewhere to eat, which I could have sworn there was somewhere to eat like in the history museum, but maybe it was closed for renovation. So we popped into a little Italian place on, what road is that? I don't know. It's in Kensington where all like the museums are. The portions were incredibly small for the price, so we weren't super happy with that. And then after that, we went to Harrods and the Prada Cafe, which I wanted to do last time. I really wanted to go to the Prada Cafe. I just thought that's so up my alley, like cutesy, fun, whatever. It was, of course it's expensive, right? But it just wasn't worth it. It was actually very underwhelming. Like, it's pretty and you get a photo, and maybe that's what the goal was, or I don't know, maybe people actually go eat there. But we just got like a coffee and a croissant, and it was like 45 pounds just for each of us to get a coffee and a croissant. The croissant was so cold, I don't think it was fresh, and the coffee was super lackluster. It was nice to show Darren what Harrods even was. I mean, it's like every girl's dream to go there and shop there, and super cool. But he was very overstimulated. Yes, he was, because people in London have no manners. And honestly, that's just like the cold hard fact. And so yeah, and because he's like not a girl and interested in like all these, you know, lovely hedonistic things that Harrods has to offer, he was just like, get me out of it. We're on our way to Harrods. Are you excited?
Very excited.
I don't think he's ready for this. I don't think Darren can comprehend the beauty of Harrods and how dangerous it would be if we lived here. Because I would never leave that place. Oh, it's freezing.
If you dance, I'll dance. And if you don't, I'll dance anyway. Give peace a chance. Let the fear you have fall away.
Which is how I feel about Lowe's. So that's what we did, and then we pretty much just walked around and explored. Hello.
You seen the movie?
No, not yet.
When have you booked to see it?
No,
Okay. I'm exactly the same because like I need to book it, but I know like it's selling out so quick.
Yes.
But I'm so freaking excited for it. It's gonna be amazing.
Yes, it's gonna be so good. I always cry when I see the trailer.
Yeah, because
Yeah. No, it's okay. Oh, fun. They have like a crown. I thought it was a lot bigger for some reason. I mean, I guess it is upstairs too. We can do the spa another time.
Make sure we look back with the board.
Yeah. Okay, this is hair care. Oh, they're little. Yeah. So cute. And this one has a bath mode. Oh, I actually don't like how that smells.
Is that minty?
Oh, you like Lord of Misrule.
That's okay.
Yeah, that's a Halloween one.
That's pretty good.
Back to our hotel and just had some snacks and chilled and made some tea. And then for the next day, our final like full day and night, we went to Kensington Palace.
Sorry.
So I'll get some
Excuse me, this is the ghosts.
We just saw a ghost.
My ancestors.
They're telling you to get out of here. You're too tall. I have to literally raise. And here's the kicker. We were still so tired from traveling that we woke up at 11 o'clock. We slept for like 12 hours because we were just so tired. And we had reservations for 10 a.m. And guess who didn't check that? Me. I totally forgot that you have to like go for the booking time, right? So I had booked these tickets like months in advance and I just completely forgot the time. And I was like, you know what? Let me read the fine print. And it was a weekday. So the fine print did say if, you know, there's possibility of like you getting in, like if they're not at capacity and like you had booked a ticket. So we just were like, let's just go and try our luck because Kensington Palace, like I love Kensington. We'll find something to do in the area, even if we can't go. So I was holding on to hope because Kensington Palace was also something I wanted to do last time, but I didn't have a ticket. And I was super disappointed when I didn't get to go inside. So we went in and honestly, I think this was our funnest day. It's just such a unique experience to go in and see like where Queen Victoria lived and like learning about her childhood. I actually didn't know a lot about her childhood. I know more about the Queen who recently passed and obviously Princess Diana, which I'm super interested in. So it was just really interesting to learn about her and her upbringing and her parents and to just see the way that they lived. And it was really fun. And we had this like strange interaction with the volunteer at the place. She just like kept coming up to us and bless her heart, telling us like these weird things. And
And I thought with these big mansions, this all I've got by.
oh, that is hilarious.
Yeah.
Not a great friend, I guess.
Oh, he used to live with us rent free.
Oh, wow.
And my mother used to wash, cook, clean. And he used to come back with all this money he was buying his prawns. I used to call him a Scrooge, he's stingy. But apparently he's got a lot of money and my mother thought the world of him. So.
That's funny. He's a penny pincher for sure. That's fun. That's crazy. Her hair's in this book. Imagine living there. And And then we went and grabbed a coffee and headed to Notting Hill before we went to the Sherlock Museum. It's like a 3-story little Victorian house, and they just have it set up to look like what Sherlock's life would have looked like in, you know, from the books. And it's really cool because especially I'm a huge fan of the BBC series, and like, sure, I love the movies, but before that I wasn't super, you know, knowledgeable or into Sherlock Holmes. I love the modern day Sherlock Holmes. And so I'm such a nerd in that respect. Yeah. And I knew Darren would just get such a kick out of it. So we did that, and it was really fun. I love seeing him light up like a little kid. It's so cute. And he got a little souvenir as well. Like I said, because I'm such a huge fan of the Sherlock BBC series, I was like, we have to go to the apartment where they actually filmed it. And he was like, I don't know if they actually filmed it here. And I'm like, no, they had to have, because they filmed it right next door to a little place called Speedy's, which is like a little, like what we would call a diner here. And I was like, and I know that's real because it's on Google. So we just like put Speedy's into our Google Maps, and sure enough, we found the place that I'm going to insert pictures here. We found the place that is Sherlock's apartment in that, and people like actually live there. And the funniest part is there's a little plaque that says Giuseppe Mazzini, Italian patriot, also lived there, which is kind of interesting. It's so random in London. You'll see these little plaques everywhere of like, oh, this person lived here. And I'm like, oh, cool. Who is that? But that was super fun. And then I was like, you know what? I could really go for some sticky toffee pudding. I have been craving this for like a year, and Darren has never had it. So we were walking along and we just found a little pub, and I looked at the menu. So I saw they had sticky toffee pudding, and I was like, let's go in there. So we go in there and we order it, and the girl's like, are you sure that's all you want? And we're like, yes, that's what we want. Please, just like, we're American. Give us a sticky toffee pudding.
Tastes like tobacco. This is not what I was picturing.
What are you picturing? An actual pudding?
I'm picturing like a tiramisu type of thing.
It tastes like a Werther's original.
Yes. I was picturing like a tiramisu, but like a baklava type of contraption. Baklava? Baklava? Okay, you say chimichurri.
I'm having this minute. I'm having
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Okay, sorry.
Chimichurri.
The one I had at that other pub,
Was it better?
it was a little bit better. It was square and it had more loose fillings.
Well, this is really good.
The amount of people who don't know what it is.
I don't know that one.
And then we went to go see Big Ben, which was really fun. Also didn't get to do that last time. Like, what the heck? I don't know. I had 7 whole days last October and managed to still miss doing all of this. So Darren didn't even tell me really where we were going. He just was like, here, we're going to like go to this place. And I was like, okay. I have not been vlogging hardly at all, but it is our last night in London. I can turn these. Oh, there we go. And Darren and I just went to M&S in Paddington Station and got some treats. So I got a Coke Zero And Darren got some candy and tea. Wait, it was 10 pounds just for these?
No, and
Or
the
you,
water.
you got the waters?
And the other Coca-Cola.
Look how massive these waters are.
2 liters.
2 liters, which is awesome. We have like a little bit left of the other one from yesterday. And then, oh, here it is. Which I will probably drink all that tonight. And then I got another little one. I love the shape of this for some reason. And then I got some pita chips and hummus because it just sounded good. And then I got this muesli yogurt, which I got at the airport when we landed, and it was really good. So I thought I could eat that tomorrow morning. And then I still have some chips to eat as well. And then I thought that these looked so good. They are chocolate covered cornflakes and they come in this fun tub. So I'm gonna try those out tonight, but we're so tired. Even though we didn't wake up until noon, because yesterday we walked 25,000 steps. It was insane. And so we slept in today and then we tried to tick off as much as we could. And it is what it is, but Darren took us to the Big Ben, which was really nice.
The Big Ben.
The biggest Ben.
Largest Bender Ben.
And then we stopped in and had some sticky toffee pudding and ouch, came back here. So we're gonna relax and try and pack up most of our stuff and leave tomorrow. I kind of want to try one of these chocolate things right now. I'm really intrigued. It kind of tastes like chocolate.
That's a lot harder than I thought it was going to be.
That was really good. And then it was time to leave. Me neither. I'm excited. And I was really sad and trying not to show it. I was trying to just be excited for London or for Paris, and I'm not gonna lie, the sadness was lingering. The sadness and impending doom of leaving was lingering, knowing I probably wouldn't be back there for another year or maybe more time than that. Who knows? I don't know what the future holds. Each year throws me curveballs, and I don't know when I will be back next. And I think that was really settling in and making me really sad and being like, why don't I live here? I want to live here. So yeah, anyway, Darren and I just got, and then we were off to Paris. It was like a 2.5 hour train ride. Yeah. And I pretty much just journaled for the entirety of it and filled out like the postcards we had bought for everyone, which was really nice. And I'm just gonna show you this clip of Darren's suitcase. It was so mangled.
I think my suitcase cut my face.
What? Really? This POV is so funny. And we landed in Paris and we took an Uber. We stayed in a little suburb called Levallois. That's a hard word for me, and I actually speak like a small amount of French. Levallois, Paris. It's literally in the 17th, just like right outside there. It's pretty close to the Arc de Triomphe as well. So it was a really nice location, and I'm so glad that we booked this Airbnb because Paris is also a very busy city. Not as busy as London, but it's still enough to make you be like, get me away from people. And so it was a nice little reprieve. There was a bathtub. It was just amazing. And I knew that, you know, halfway through our trip, we were going to want that kind of like grounding sense of like feeling like we're not living out of a suitcase. So that was my main reason for convincing Darren to let me book an Airbnb, because he's not a huge fan. And that's okay. We're all different when we travel. But I think he was really grateful because it was so nice. Now, was it also up 3 flights of stairs? The answer would be yes, because even though London is not known for having like mostly stairs, like they have lifts, there's still a lot of them. And Paris is definitely known for not having any lifts and having lots and lots of stairs. So him carrying 2 full-size suitcases up a little narrow staircase was not fun for him, but it was really fun for me to watch. So, oh my God, I have looked better. There's no doubt about it. But Darren and I just got to Paris and found our Airbnb. It is stunning. It's huge. It's a whole apartment. Amazing. Maybe 12 minutes from the city. And now he's carrying his luggage up nearly 4 flights of stairs. This is hilarious.
Thank you.
Does it turn on all of them?
Yeah.
That's nice. After we did that and got settled, we walked in, found this little pizza place on our street, and got a pizza and split it. Really nice.
Fresh tomatoes.
And then we went into the little Franprix, which was also great that was in proximity to our Airbnb. And we just got some little essentials like milk for coffee, little Coke Zeros, like stuff like that, water. And we just kind of nestled in. We woke up and went to the boulangerie that the host had suggested. I think the host was so thoughtful. She had a fully printed guide, which like so cool. And it was in French, and then she translated it to English. And so we went to that boulangerie and we really liked it. So we made it like our little spot and got an almond croissant and a coffee every morning. But I did not like their coffee because they just had like this automatic espresso machine that did the milk and everything. And I just like the coffee tasted like water. But Darren really liked it. I don't know. I feel like he just liked the experience of going there. And so
Canadians speak English, right?
That's true.
So we could Canadian. Could be from Britain. Could be
he thought the coffee was good. He's not going to watch this, so don't worry. We really just explored. That was like the main goal for the first day, was to explore. And then we found this little bistro. We just tried to figure out the Navigo system, and it was nearly impossible. But we got our tickets.
one of the most confusing things I've seen in a while.
Louise Michel. Louise Michel.
We did that, and then we walked to, but then right next to it is Place Diana, and this is exactly where Diana unfortunately passed away, under the bridge. It's above the bridge where her car was wrecked and where she was rushed to the hospital. So it was really important for me to see that, and I don't know, that's just like the kind of stuff I like to do on vacation. Sorry if that's kind of morbid, but I love seeing like film locations, and then also like significant places like that. I mean, Diana was such an influential figure like in the 80s and 90s, and someone, again, who I also feel very connected to, and just like love her as a person, and just find the tragedy of her life so interesting. So I really wanted to see that. And then we walked down the Champs-Élysées, and we went and saw the Arc de Triomphe. Champs-Élysées was so overstimulating. Like, I don't know if I would ever even want to stay in a hotel over there, because that's where the Hotel Athénée is, or I think some people call it Athénée or whatever, but I think the French pronunciation is Athénée. Athénée. It's the one from Sex and the City. That's where it is. And I'm just like, ooh, I don't know. And then we headed down to the Louvre, which we both actually ended up deciding that we didn't want to like waste the time on. But it was cool to just go see where it is and like marvel at the structure that you can walk around there and all of that. So that's what we did, and that's okay. That's like what vacation is. It's what you want it to be. And I love flying by the seat of my pants. So I was like, yeah, I'm not really feeling it. And he was like, okay, that's fine. And Darren was like, I don't even know what's in there. And I was like, well, the Mona Lisa is the main thing. And other than that, I was like, I couldn't really tell you either. So we were just like, do we want to waste like an hour waiting in line and then like spending hours inside? Probably not. So then we went and got a coffee at Illy. Okay, and then we went to Monoprix, which was really fun in and of itself. I don't think I got any videos, but it's the grocery store in Paris. I think it's like the main grocery store, because you gotta understand, in Paris, everything is pretty much like local. So you're going to the meat store to get meat. You're going to the bread shop or like boulangerie to get your bread for the week or the day, whatever, to get your pastries. And then you're going to the pâtisserie if you want to get like a cutesy little like dessert. And then you're going to the fromagerie to get your cheese. Everything is like separate like that, and it closes pretty early. So that's like the only grocery store they really had. So we went there and we just like got stuff to make dinner. I was like, I don't want to eat out. I don't want to even think about like having to find a restaurant and blah, 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 blah. Like, let's just cook a home cooked meal. So that's what we did. And then we sit on the couch and ate chocolate mousse and watched The Office until like 1 a.m, which is really, honestly, that's like such a core memory for me now. That was so fun. So we just got back from a day out and it was a little hectic. So we just decided to go to the Monoprix and get some food and make our own dinner. So that's what we're doing. Nothing crazy, just like some pre-made chicken cutlet things and vegetables and sides. And Darren's gonna make a sandwich, so he's in the restroom. So I'm gonna just unload all the groceries. It feels really good to be in a suburb of Paris, because I will say, like, if it's your first time, it is very overstimulating. Like, in the closer to the city center, it is very overstimulating. I got these. I saw a lot of people eating these here. Got rotisserie chicken flavor. Oh my god. Oh my god. I love it. Okay. Look how cute this milk is. I got this from my combo. €5. Organic Bordeaux. That's crazy. And then the next day, we just kind of had a slow morning. I did some journaling and made some coffee for me and Darren and like let him sleep in and just like have that morning to myself. And then I made us a nice breakfast. And then we kind of decided like, what do we fully want to do today? And we were like, let's go to Montmartre. So that's what we did. And that was pretty much a whole day excursion in and of itself too. It was so gorgeous. Like, that whole area is just magical. It's like a movie. It's just the most magical area. So we did that. We had a little lunch. I got another croque madame. I mean, I had so many sandwiches on this trip. I think I'm like good for a couple months on sandwiches. Like, even if I look at too much bread. And like, who thought I could say that after going to Paris? Like, I know. It's blasphemous. And we went and walked up to the little basilica, Sacré-Cœur, and lit a candle, and Darren got a little rosary, and then we took this cool little lift down the stairs because, you know, it's a lot of stairs to walk up. So we took a little lift down, and then we kind of popped around some little shops and a little bakery. And then it was already time for our last full day and night. Thank you.
shit.
It looks like this little shops are closing.
I know. I think because it's raining.
Really safe on all that thing.